Hey guys, Heri from Tweet here. This is another general update video. It's not long ago since the last one, but things are changing fast. I've read some scientists say the pandemic may last through the summer into autumn. I've seen the number 14 to 16 weeks a few times. That would be at the end of June, start of July. That would mean some festivals at which we are booked would have to be postponed or cancelled for this summer. If the 16 weeks really were the maximum, then we would expect to be on the road again when Rock Marathon Hungary comes around on the 9th of July. We would really like to be back on the road by then, but I'm afraid that is looking increasingly unlikely. Our tour to Australia, called From the North Day Tour with Arcona, has been postponed. The new dates will be announced tomorrow, and I'm very glad to let you know that Sydney is back on the list. How to predict the course this pandemic will take? The Faroes have made a higher number of coronavirus tests per capita than any other nation, 7% of the population as of today. The reason is that there was some equipment from the salmon breeding industry, an industry which has been plagued by another virus a couple of decades ago, and some genius had the idea to adjust this equipment to be used to test for the coronavirus. And it looks to me if you have the spread of the virus under control and the virus spreads slowly through the population without causing chaos in the healthcare system, it takes years until you have herd immunity, if there even is such a thing with the coronavirus. One solution would be a vaccine, of course, but with the flu, for example, you need a new vaccine every year because there are many different viruses and they can also mutate. A third option is that all nations upgrade their healthcare systems to deal with this permanently. I don't know, I'm not a virologist nor an epidemiologist, but I guess we will know one way or the other as soon as some people are hit by subsequent waves of infections, if those who survived the first time around are immune now. Hey, maybe that's a cool name for a modern black metal band, subsequent waves of infections. Whenever it happens, I'm thinking the borders will not open again overnight. My guess is they will allow larger and larger gatherings. For example, first they banned crowds of more than 1,000 people, and then 500, and now it's all the way down to 10, even 2 in some countries. I suppose the allowed crowd size will be increased gradually as well, and maybe travel will be allowed again gradually. First business, under which we would fall I hope, and then leisure and tourism. In any case, this will be some difficult months, and it's very hard to predict how it's going to play out. We've never had anything like this since 1918, and those were very different circumstances, I should say. So this is not directly comparable. The Spanish flu infected some 27% of the entire world's population. The death estimate ranges from 17 million to 100 million, so the mortality rate can't be very precisely determined. The Spanish flu was arguably also made much worse because of the First World War. Some say it would have been just a common flu if not for the circumstances brought about by war. The mortality rate of the coronavirus is estimated to be somewhere below 0.6% if the healthcare system is not overwhelmed, as it was in China and Italy. 3 times that of the regular flu. It is projected to be the leading cause of death in the US in a few weeks. The reason we have to slow down the spread of the virus is so the healthcare systems can keep up with the need for treatment. And I wish good luck, health and fortune to all who are working on solving this problem at the moment. So what am I going to do all this time? I've sold some merch through Facebook and I've started making the new Twitter album. Looks like I will have more time on my hands than I expected. And as you can see, I'm back on YouTube making videos. We're also working with a great website developer on a new website for Twitter, including our own webshop. So that's something we're very excited about making public within the next week, hopefully. I'm living in Prague, in Czechia at the moment, and the country is under lockdown for now. People have been ordered not to go outside unless it is for essential work or to obtain necessary goods and some other reasonable exceptions. People are instructed to wear face masks and to keep a 2-meter distance to other people and pay only with no contact methods. However, it is specifically allowed to take walks in the parks, which is what I'd like to be doing right now. But first, I want to answer some of the questions some of you put in the comments to the last video. Turusas8 asks, Terje is in the band or not? Terje is not back in the band. He has been helping us with some shows while we search for a more permanent replacement, and you may see him again a few times depending on how it goes finding a permanent replacement. Ninja Monkey asks, what's the estimated time of arrival for your merchandise on your website? We are a week or two away from that, as I talked about already. Stay tuned over the next 2 weeks and you can't miss it. That's it for now. Best wishes to you all from sunny and chilly Prague. Please go to patreon.com/Heri Joensen to support me. I want to thank my patrons on Patreon: Benny Olson, Hope Helvete, Graham Peebles, Juan Gonzalez, Megan Badger, Michael Lewandowski, Scott, Tiffany Lee, and Tilmo. Wash your hands, don't touch your face, stay 2 meters away from everybody, and stay home if you can. See you soon. Cheers.